Okay. Okay, cool. Looks like we're live. Awesome. I'm just going to mute everybody. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's little event. We're doing a little mini graduation for the 14-day challenge. This was in case you didn't know, I basically did a beta group, and I think in the last 15 days, we met on Zoom every single day. Mostly US time zone. There was a little bit of UK, EU, but not as many participants, but definitely US. We met every day. Every call, the longest call, I don't know if you knew that, the longest call was 4 hours. Yeah, so there was 2 calls, went for 4 hours actually. And yeah, I think the shortest was an hour. That's the shortest, like absolute short. I think it was an hour and 15 minutes. So it was definitely an extensive call. We did Q&A. I guess I could show you like a little bit behind the scene on what we did, but I figured I'll just interview everybody and someone and just kind of have people share what they accomplished. I wanted to do it on the day after we completed because we just finished it like yesterday, and I didn't want to do it like 3 days later where people have time to get more done. Like, I just want to like, okay, we finished, let's celebrate what we accomplished. And the 14 days was, you know, I mean, it was just an arbitrary number to pick to like, okay, great, let's put a deadline and get as much done. And yeah, some people got done a lot more than others. You know, life happens as well. So sometimes people have other things. It's not like, you know, business is the only thing in our life, and that's okay. So yeah, but I think we all accomplished something, and yeah, would be great to discuss and share it. So let's start with, how about we start with Catherine, if that's okay? Let me just see if I can unmute you, or maybe unmute yourself. There you go. I think there you go. We can all hear you now. Great. Awesome. Awesome. So we'll just do a little, just brief interview style. Tell us who you are, where you're from, who you serve, and we'll take it from there.
So this is great. I live near Toronto, and Bonnie Chan introduced me to Iran, and she said that she felt that this is what I needed to move my business forward. I've been trying to get a funnel set up forever. Yeah. And what I love about working in this group is that Iran gives you lots of choice. So I am more a done for you kind of person. And so I love that he has brought in some VAs to support us with that, and also lots of resources. So I'm going to be, and I have taken advantage of the videos and the documentation, and know that I have access to that as part of my membership and the 14-day challenge. And I have had to reach out to System to support me, and they've been very good at, you know, dealing with the challenge that I had. And so it's a great partnership.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And tell me, when we started the challenge, I think you didn't have, well, you have kind of a website elsewhere.
Yes. Yes.
And that's pretty much it. Is that right?
Say that again?
That was pretty much it. You just had this website which wasn't actually accessible elsewhere, kind of half built. Is that right?
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right. So that's been moved over, and now I have my opt-in almost ready with my giveaway, and I'll be able to have my funnel up and running pretty soon.
Awesome. Awesome. How would you compare the progress you made in the last couple of weeks compared to, like, give us a bit of a comparison on your journey online compared to the progress?
I think that having that hand holding has made the difference, because in the past I've had to ask someone to do something for me, but I didn't have a lot of interaction. And so it may or may not have been done the way I wanted it to be done. Whereas I can email you as often as I need and get the answers that I want
Yeah.
and feel that, that kind of support.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot better in that regard, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Only that I'm looking forward to the membership and
Yeah.
knowing that after the 14-day challenge, I'm not going to be dropped, that I will have
Totally.
you as a resource and your VA
Totally.
ongoingly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. On that note, we will do, as part of the membership, one call per week, like as a commitment, like I'm committing like one call a week, like no sweat, that's going to happen. I will probably have more, just so you know, like I don't have a reason to stop. I just don't want to lock myself in. I think I said it in the group as well. I'm just not locking myself into a daily call, but we'll definitely continue. And even before this, one of the people that participated, Amy, she's not able to attend, but she said if I need help to host the virtual co-working, because we did some virtual co-working, she's happy to do that. So I think that'll be another cool way. So even if I can't attend, or I want to delegate the virtual co-working, then there is still a possibly even daily calls that can be done. So people want to show up.
Yeah, the
That's
co-working
okay.
is a great idea.
Yeah. So that's something that's really feasible, where we actually do daily co-working. And it's not much of a Q&A. It's more like just coming together and, being focused as a group.
It would be great if you invite your VA to that co-working.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, anyway, on that note, I thought I'll mention that as well. So we'll definitely do more of that.
And I love that you're going to do coaching in the two separate programs and the two separate software. So
Yes.
Zemler and System.
Yes.
To support each of us who are using different software platforms.
Yeah, definitely. There will be one call per month for System, one call per month for Zenler, and then the group coaching will be separate, basically. So,
right.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing your story and everything. We'll appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thanks, Bonnie, for the introduction. Awesome. All righty, let's move to. Okay, let's talk to Bonnie while we're at it. Hi, there you go. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, everyone. Yay, celebration. Yay. I'm delighted to be here to celebrate, because I feel like we actually moved, all of us moved with immense progress.
Yeah.
So for me, I know the questions you want to ask me, so I'm just too excited. I'm going to share. So when you in Iran, when you first created this opportunity, I was like, I have no time, right? I have no time to benefit from coming every single day for 14 days. And you're like, well, you don't really have to come every single day, right? You can come to what you can and move forward. I'm like, okay, you know what? I could make that happen. And kind of like what Catherine said, I'm one of these people that I do have a website, but it's not, and it's a lovely website, but it doesn't do anything. It's like a static website. And I always wanted a working funnel that I'm really excited about. So prior to the 14 days, I didn't have one. Didn't have one. And now I have one.
Yay.
Yeah, and I have one that I'm actually really even though I knew that I wasn't going to get something perfect, right? I knew my goal was to just create something that works. That will, and my goal is to create a list, right? Create a list of people who resonate with our message. And that's our primary goal, is a place where people can opt into an awesome gift and be part of our community. So attracting community. And what I am just so ecstatic about is that I finally have a funnel with a gift that I'm actually really proud of. Part of my funnel is, so I serve impact-driven women entrepreneurs to elevate their thought habits, to elevate their energy so that they can actually manifest, their results in Oasis with ease and flow. And one of the gifts when you opt into our funnel is when I say my dear friend Rebecca and I are working together. So our habits that we share, and also we have created phone affirmation wallpaper. And I, through my own funnel, downloaded my own wallpaper, affirmation wallpaper, and I love it. I'm like, oh my God, this is the best gift. So, I love my own funnel. So I think that's a positive sign.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Very well done. Actually, that was a completed project, fully completed. Landing page.
Yeah. What I appreciated, Iran, from your guidance is really like the step-by-step, right? So you're like, okay, step 1, get it onto Canva. I'm like, oh, I would never have thought of that.
Yeah.
To get it onto Canva first.
Yeah.
And then like step 2, like figuring out all the things in Canva, like don't fiddle with it in the platform you choose. So whether it's like I said, oh, what if I just get, a line in there, but it may not be the full line. You're like, no, get all the content in the Canva first.
Yeah.
And then move it over, right? So it gave me some like deadlines too. I'm like, okay, I better get this step over. So the next call, I can ask you, how to get it to the platform. So that's been really supportive, and just having the rest of the group moving forward and asking questions and learning from each other. That's been really awesome. Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well done. Exciting. I actually don't think I've ever done a lead magnet like the phone affirmation. I think it's the first funnel I've helped build with that type of a lead magnet. So, we all learned something new like that, so that's awesome. That's awesome. Very cool. There's a few more things I'd like to share on that point, on the process when she's talking about Canva. I'll save it to the end because it's very important. Like obviously my goal for everybody in this group and all the participants was to get what we did with Bonnie, which is get the website done and get the landing page launched, even if it's just something basic. But the goal for me was, how do I take the one-on-one process of getting a website done and transfer it into a group format? And for me, going through that, Bonnie was a really good case study to actually make that happen as well. So yeah, I'll share the insights on how that works exactly at the end of this as well. So anyway, just wanted to throw that in. Thanks a lot, Bonnie. And you helped promote this event as well overall. And that was awesome. There's a little bit of behind the scene affiliate testing going on as well. So yeah, hopefully with Bonnie's help, I'll be able to launch an affiliate program by the end of this month, if all goes well, basically. And yeah, so there you go. Cool. I'll talk about that when I've got it all sorted in a few weeks. Thanks, Bonnie. Really appreciate it. Cool. Let's move to let's talk to Shervon. That's okay. Hey, Shervon.
Hi. Hello, everybody. So first of all, I want to say thank you, Iran. I met Iran. I think we connected. I don't know how I found him on social media.
Yeah.
At the beginning of COVID, probably around 2020, maybe like around May-ish.
Yeah.
I was stuck. I was trying out a different platform and I got stuck and we lost contact. And then, we reconnected again. And what I like about your program, Iran, is simplistic, and the fact that you don't, a lot of times I've paid for programs and walk away after you've paid either $100, $1,000, or whatever the fees are, and you still walk away going, okay, what do I do next? I'm stuck. And it's really nice to know that we have the options, do it yourself or done for you.
Yeah.
And through this process, what I've learned is I need a little bit more hand holding. I thought I could just kind of read it and then go for it, but I'm finding myself getting more stuck and getting in my head and not kind of following through. So I was able to do part of my funnel.
Yeah.
I have a lot done, but I'm still stuck on connecting all the pieces because I wasn't able to come every day. I mean, each day for the last 14 days.
Yeah.
But now that I have the membership, I do want to figure out, I think I got the Done For You membership. I think I need to elevate to the, Done For You or get more assistance.
Yeah.
Because I'm so busy in my regular life.
Yeah.
I'm finding that I don't have as much time as I need to have to get this started.
Yeah.
So I did, but I am proud of myself for at least showing up today. And when I wasn't here, I was working on the site. I was playing around with system. And I really do love system. The only thing that I found that I was kind of confused on was the website. Do they not offer a website? Do I still need to get a website? So there's still like some pieces that I'm missing. And I don't know if it's because I didn't show up every day or do I need to set up some more time with you?
Yeah.
But overall, I really like the fact that this group is intimate enough where we can connect. And even when it wasn't a highlight on me, when you were highlighting other people and helping them, I was still able to learn something.
Yeah.
And so that's what I really enjoyed about this session. And the fact that you really, Iran, go way above and beyond what you offer. I mean, you offer and then you go up here. And most people in your, in the genre, especially with techie, the tech piece is so frustrating, when you just don't know like what button to click to make something else connect and to do what you needed to do. And you can spend hours trying to figure out this simple thing if you just don't know.
Yeah.
But you have helped each and every one of us figure out those intricate details, and your patience is up here. So thank you for everything that you've done. So I do want to set up some more time to help me figure out, do I need to elevate to the Done For You, get a VA, because I'm kind of stuck. I got some ideas and I think my funnel was just kind of too busy and I don't know how to bring it down because, I like a lot of fluff. I like fluff, but I think it's too much.
Yeah.
So I kind of need some guidance on that.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Well, we could definitely connect. I think you have one-on-one session paid with me anyway, so we should definitely make use of that.
Okay.
To answer your question, yeah, system does do the websites, and that's just, there's things that I'm discovering about system that it does that I didn't even realize they do, or, so there's always going to be more things you'll discover. And, when those questions come up, that's just a natural process it's just a learning experience, to learn.
Yeah. It is. And, I'm finding once I figure out because you don't know what you don't know. And then once you figure out that you know it, it's like, okay, that wasn't so hard, but everything is hard when you don't know it. And the more that I play around with it, the better that I get. There's just pieces that I'm missing that I can't figure out how to get the system to do what I need it to do.
Totally. Sounds great. Well, we'll definitely connect separately to book that session. And then, get those things untangled. In terms of progress, where were you at the very, very beginning of the challenge versus where you are now?
The very beginning, I did not have a funnel at all.
Okay.
So I have a website that's nice, but it's not functional like Bonnie. I have it, it's up there, but it's not doing what I needed to do. It's pretty. So I didn't have a funnel, but when you gave us the template, so I was able to complete like the squeeze page, the thank you page, the opt-in page, but I couldn't figure out what to do after that. So I did make some progress.
Got it.
So I'm proud of myself for making that much progress.
Totally.
And going in and looking around in systems. So I did make some progress, but I just didn't get it completed.
That's okay. Sounds great. Sounds great. Well, yeah, I think some things are going to take longer. It's just part of the game, really. And yeah, we'll just keep plowing along.
But like I think it was Bonnie or Catherine that said, even though we're done, we still have your support. We still have the support of the membership.
Yeah.
And you give us so much information that even if we do miss a meeting or we don't get connected to you, you have so much information for us. And it's a lot of information, but it's tangible and it's understandable and it's easy to get through.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that's nice. You don't feel like, it's done and now you're just kind of left hanging on the cliff trying to figure out the next step.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's celebrate your progress. Very well done on what you got done. And then we'll connect separately to book that time as well.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Awesome. All righty. Oh, sorry, I unmuted. I muted you too quickly, but it's okay. Thanks, Siobhan. Okay, let's go to Deb. Okay,
there we are.
Hey.
I unmuted. So I can reiterate what everybody else has been saying in that I got more done because you basically held my hand and were very patient and everything that everyone else, very knowledgeable, and you were able to explain very well and easily how to get steps accomplished. So to start with, I had a website that I created in 2016 that is not functioning at all. And, I have people visiting it, but they don't know what to do because I don't know how to get them to do it. So I have that, and that still needs to be done because we concentrated basically on getting a sales page, or rather a squeeze page for a freebie or a lead magnet.
Yeah.
And so I actually am, I would say 85% of having that done, and all of the little connections, because it's the connections that drive it. So you have to connect it to my Active Campaigner, connect it to the system DNS, and connect it to everything. And I still haven't got it all figured out, all the things I have to connect it to. Totally. But I can show it to you. Would you like to see it?
What you've created?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Go ahead and share.
I had it ready for you.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Wait just a second. There we go. Oh, wait, I did have it ready. It disappeared. There it is. So this is my squeeze page.
Nice.
And I teach people meditation tools to help them reduce stress and to get more sleep and to reduce pain and to become just a happier, healthier person. And so this is for my top meditation tips that I wish I had known, and to help them gain the scientifically benefits of meditation. And then I put a few testimonials in, and then there we go. I'm going to add, this is going to be a bio. Somebody suggested to do that, so I'm just going to put a little bio there.
Nice.
So you helped me create this, and it was easy, and I could not have done it without you. And then I've also created the thank you page, and and then the connections. And so there's a lot more to it than just creating that individual page that I just did. That's like the tip of the iceberg. And then underneath there's the whole other steps, and that's where your expertise and your technical support was invaluable.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great progress. Very well done. Very cool.
Thank you.
Very cool. And everybody loved the page as well. I can see everybody's comments as well. So that's very cool. And like, it's so funny because we went through the challenge, and then I think on the last day we spent some time on actually like, okay, now like we kind of moved for the first time to like how to create a course now. And it was
And
like,
that was really super exciting for me.
yeah, and that was day
That's
14.
worth the price of admission.
Yeah, yeah. So that was day 14, and we just got to that. So it just shows how much there is to get done. But anyway, we'll definitely carry on with those calls and do more things like that, because I'll tell you one thing that I realized that I think is really important as well, is that even though, yes, I might be more familiar with the tech and everything, but the process, we go through the process. I'm in the same boat. I need to update my funnel. Like today, I had to create a sales page for the membership because I'm opening the cart again. I needed to write the sales page from scratch. So, and I go through the same process, like you're going through your journey, but then I'm in the same boat. So we're just kind of, we're on the same boat. Yes, maybe I'm faster because I'm more familiar with it, like, because that's what I do day in and day out. I don't have the other niche, you know what I mean? That is my career at the moment. So, but it's still, I'm in the trenches with you doing it. So I saw, like, I was getting inspired by other people's pages and as well to see what they do. And, it was just very interesting to see.
And everyone helped everyone else. And if I had a problem with a certain thing, like I remember, and I forget her name. I could see her. But anyway, she was rapidly taking notes when you were helping me. And then when you were helping her, I was able to take notes because we were working on the exact same thing, but because it happened at different times, we were both able to get our needs met. So the group calls were wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
awesome.
People asked questions that I didn't even know I needed the answers to.
Right. It's true. Hey, there were sometimes I could see that people didn't know what to ask, but when somebody asked it, they're like, oh yeah, I wanted to know that as well. I think that was an interesting, how should I say, side effect, interesting phenomena, like it was.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing. That's great. So we got about another 15-20% left. We'll finish it off in the next few days. And
well, we'll finish it off very soon.
Yeah, very soon.
I don't know about the next few days. I have some family issues that I'm dealing with. So
yeah, totally. No pressure. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. You're there pretty much every day, so that's great. And yeah, we'll keep going, obviously. Cool. All righty. Let's move to Rita. Where is Rita? There you go. If you can unmute.
Hi.
Hey, Rita.
Hi, everybody. Hey. I'm so excited because you just announced that you're going to keep doing the calls. You said that you're going to think of something, and it's the best news I could have, because when I signed up for a membership like many months ago, I got, like, I paid for a session with you, and I never used it because I was always waiting, like, the day I get completely stuck, or like because time with you is so productive. So, I mean, it's like by ourselves, we're barely walking, we're like dragging. And when you are with us, it's like they said, you take us by the hand and you're just like, let's run because you can. So it's an amazing feeling. So I'm so happy that we're gonna see you more often, because there's nothing like the live experience.
Yeah.
The others also chiming in, and people asking questions, and you coming up like in the spur of the moment. Oh, there's a Chrome extension, and it's like, yay, that's so cool. It's just, I mean, I said to you in private, but I'm going to say here to everybody, I found you in Tribe, and Tribe is expensive. And the only reason I'm not frustrated and thinking I wasted my money is because of you. Because Tribe is great for people that know what they're doing in the computer. All the marketing stuff is great. But for other people that you know, everybody's good at what they do, but just because they miss a small amount of tech is not like brain surgery, because you show it, you have showed us how easy it can be. And then sorry, I got lost, but I would not be able to move on. I learned all that stuff, marketing stuff with Stu, but he left me hanging, or I don't know, because what I wanted was something like what you're doing. I think you're the one, you know, and I think you're right. In a while, you're gonna be a force to be reckoned with, and your tribe is gonna not only be big, but it will be faithful. Nobody's gonna like walk away, because you can't walk away from something so good. So
I appreciate that, Rita.
the other thing is that I don't like to work under pressure, but the way that you and the other members of your membership set like that, come on, you can do it, set a deadline. I kind of freaked out, and just because of that, I wanted to deliver something for you and for everybody. Like Lisa Potts, she said, let's do it on February 2nd together. And I forced myself to figure out a solution. So instead of a course or membership, I'm going to do just one workshop.
Yeah.
I launched. Hello. So yes. Thank you. Yes. And it was like a payment right away, which was like, wow.
Yeah.
But some people are having problem with Stripe apparently. So, but this weekend I was working. So tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to start doing more client acquisition.
Okay, good. But congratulations on launching and getting some sales.
Yeah, for
sales.
For sales, number 5 is waiting for my PayPal link, and I haven't figured it out because I have to get an information. My bank account, I forgot the username, and other people said they tried and they couldn't do it. So we're working now. I need to know how to do this Zoom call with the group.
Yeah, totally. Well, Bonnie will do a little group training with us in the next few days. We'll schedule a time and let you know, and we'll do that before the 12th, so you can be prepared before your Zoom call.
Awesome.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, thanks.
Many people said that they didn't have, because I had to schedule a time.
Yeah.
So because it's only one day, not everybody, at least 3 people said, oh, I can't make it on that particular time. So the emails, they really, I mean, thank God I started with the email list, because you showed me where it was on Facebook that everybody was giving me. Remember that?
Yes.
I don't think they know. I had the people in the group, please send me your email when you sign for the group, and I didn't know where they went. Iran found it for me, of course.
Yeah. Well, very well done on launching and making your first sales. Very exciting. And we'll, of course, the point about also launching, even if it's small or it's not perfect, that's the only way you figure stuff out. I think I was very open when everybody joined this challenge. I said, I've got no idea how it's going to go. I'm just going to commit to do a daily call, and I have no idea what's going to happen. And, it was definitely different to what I expected, let me tell you. So I didn't really know what to expect.
Was it better?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was really good. I'll share my insights at the end, but it was really, really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So I learned a lot. So we'll definitely share that in a moment. But that's awesome, Rita. Thanks for sharing, and great on your progress. Very well done. Give a round of applause for Rita for her progress.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I think we have one more. I've got a couple of video people that weren't able to attend, and I got a couple of videos, but I'll probably just post it separately, just because I don't know if the quality of the video is going to be good enough, so we'll kind of leave it. So we'll just talk to Demetrius, the last one, actually. Yeah, there you go. Cool. We'll end
Hi,
with
everybody.
cooking and Greek language.
That's it. Two
Awesome.
great things.
Yes.
Okay, so I first want to thank you, Iran. First of all, just for your membership. Like I did a major course about 2 years ago, and I learned how to make a digital course. And I mean, I have good content. I was like, okay, I can do this. But I almost quit because of the tech challenges. I was like, this is over the top and it's going to cost me, I don't know what, to get it together. So then I went with an all-in-one, went with Kajabi, and I was really like, it didn't feel right with me. I mean, I paid for the whole year so that I wouldn't quit. I actually forced myself. I said, if I pay that money, I will launch. And I did, but I was miserable. And I had to pay somebody to help me with just creating the basic thing. So when I wanted to move from there, I was like, how can I do it? And that's around the time that I found you. And I was like, oh my God, if this guy actually exists and he actually does what he says he does, then even though I'm going to have all these other parts, because I don't know what I'm doing, I would be able to have this guidance. So I really want to thank you for just creating what you've created, because it's very unique and it's so refreshing. I just can't stand hype. And I just felt like you were like, okay, this is what I do. This is what it's going to cost. And I was like, right? That's what we need. So I've been happily in the membership for many months, and I am anything you offer live, I'm definitely going to participate. And I consider that to be one of the great benefits of being in the membership is not only the services and the free things, the discounted things, whatever, but anything live. So just to preface all that, I want to say that I wasn't able to attend all the meetings because it conflicts with my work, but I came to all the ones I could, and I already had a website. So my request was to audit my website. And specifically, I wanted to have Iran look at my challenge registration page because it didn't convert very well when I ran it last year. And so we not only looked at the registration page, but then we looked at the funnel and what was going and what's happening and emails and this and that. And he was like, okay, you need to do this and this and this. And I was like, right. And then he made me articulate what I really wanted to communicate to my customers. And that really forced me to just get the words out, even though I've done that before. It really, I love about Iran how he writes down what you're saying, or he's just very good at recording and making sure that time is not wasted. Like I do this with my own students. And so I'm like, oh, finally somebody who's doing this with really complicated stuff. I mean, otherwise you just, somebody could speak for 5 minutes and it was gold and you lost it all. So anyway, really appreciated that audit. And I enjoyed that when we were doing it because there was it was the group. At one point I was struggling with a word and somebody else in the group came up with exactly the simple word, which in fact the word was simple. Right. And I couldn't figure it out. So that was fun. And that leads me to my final point, which is I just wanted to say that being in a group, I just loved watching each person go through their process. It made me feel less alone. I mean, Iran, you already make us feel less alone because we feel like you're so open and transparent about we're all in this together. You included, but I loved watching other people go through their own journeys. Yeah, I loved the co-working, and I loved specific things I learned by watching you coach other people. So even if it was my own site, I was like, oh, he's doing it like this and this and this. And I mean, it didn't have to be, even without being the person in the spotlight, it was 100% educational and the time well spent. Yeah. Amazing. And so I really want to thank you. And then I just want to say, on top of everything, I really want to branch out because I have an idea for a B2B offer, business to business, that's outside of my own niche. And I don't want that to be mixed in with where I have my courses now and what I'm doing. And Eran introduced me to System, and I saw him helping other people on the calls with it. And I was like, oh, I've got to try that out. And I was very wary of any kind of one-on-one because I'm not one-on-one, all-in-one, because of my previous experience and because I love the pieces that I have now. But when I checked out System, I was like, oh, okay, that is a different beast. And so I'm really excited because I jumped in there. So I feel like that's a way that I might be able to grow my business in a way that I had never predicted at the outset. And Eran, you got a part of the reason I joined your membership was because of your emphasis on business overall and passive income, and not just like making my funnel or my website, but like a more global view, like stepping back and like, well, what is the end result we all want anyway?
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned to you in the middle of this week that I heard your voice in my head saying, I love your emphasis on focus. And so this week I just unsubscribed from all this massive emails that were coming by. And I was so excited. And I was like, yes, I'm just zeroing in on what I need to do and not getting distracted by all these things. So I want to thank you. And I also want to just thank everybody in the group who participated because I feel really excited for each of you. And it's just been a great 2 weeks being a participant in this group. So that's it in a nutshell, because the truth is I could even say more.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Focus. Here's my mouse pad. My
Love
branded
it.
mouse pad. Focus,
I
focus.
love it.
Oh my God. This was just a little inside joke between me and my brother. We just talked about focus. And then he's a designer, so he's like, "Oh, let's just do something." As we created it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna make a mouse pad out of it." Just ordered it, you know. But yeah, focus is just so huge. And oh, there you go. Look at that. Look at Catherine. Focus on the step you're in. So good, so good. I think what was really interesting, Dimitra, also when we actually did your session, the audit. We spent time on your challenge copy. That's what we did. That's what you talked about. You were talking and you're very good at articulating what you're thinking. And then just a matter of sending, I can kind of translate it into the typing. So we did that together and it was really good because then you had it, but it actually ended up being the template that I used. I think Deb got that template for her stuff, I think. And I'm pretty sure there was at least one other person. It ended up being the template going around for landing pages, that the challenge. It was not, obviously everybody had a different thing. It was maybe an ebook or whatever, but same principle, you know, 3-4 bullet points, what's the value, headline, and all that. So that was really valuable. And one of the reasons why this group was, what I wanted to do it is I wanted to use this as a way to create these assets, these digital assets, that because I went through this one-on-one with people like for a year. So I go through it every day, and every time it's a one-on-one, I go like, it's such a waste because like I'm going through with them, but I know there's 10 other people who could be gaining from that at the same time. So I think this is where the group was just, you know, really benefiting, and it gave me the option to create those digital assets too. So, and it forced me to hire VAs because it got way too busy too. So bloody hell. I hired 4 VAs last week, just so you know, just to keep up. So yeah, like it was like full on. So I hired 6, 2 I'm not keeping, but 4 I'm actually keeping. So it was that crazy that I hired 1 VA to just do timestamps of every video, right? Just that's all they do, is they do timestamps, you know, watch the videos and do timestamp. Another VA is obviously building the websites. Another VA was doing one-on-one, DNS, all that techie bloody blahs. So yeah, it was just a mixture of stuff. So really, really thanks for sharing, Dimitra. Thanks for bringing us home. Really cool. And I look forward to seeing your B2B little venture as well. And we will keep going with the group calls for sure. Like I said, 1 a week, 100% commitment. The rest, consider it a bonus. I mean, you know me, I'm not working anyway, so I've got no reason not to just, just like, okay, Zoom call today, people. Would you like to join? So anyway, that's gonna be fun. Cool. All righty. Well, I think we've covered pretty much everybody. So thanks everybody for your participation and all that. And how about I'll share a little bit about what I learned from the journey, basically. So number one, this is like legit, right? I genuinely thought that group calls in my membership is a waste of time before this challenge. I think, Dimitri, I don't think we've done one group call before this, right? I've not done it. I legit thought it was a waste of time. Now, I thought that because personally, I mean, I've been in other memberships. I just, maybe you attend one call or two calls. The only exception is Tribe, but Tribe is a breakout room where we talk to people and whatever. So I found that to be valuable. I get to network with people and whatever. So it's like a networking event. But the coaching side, I just never found it valuable. So for me personally, but that assumption about me was a wrong assumption about other people. So it was really interesting to think, a lot of times I also preach that in the one-on-one session, like people are saying, I want my website to look like blah. And it's like, well, look, nobody cares what you think. Okay. What matters is what your customers think. Okay. And what they need and what they want. Right. And I kind of didn't take my own advice with the group coaching because I thought, well, that's not valuable to me. Why, then I just dismissed the whole idea in the first place. And then doing the group calls, I saw how valuable it was to everybody else, but it also was really valuable to me. Number one, the assets, the digital assets creation. Dimitra was the copy, like that template that we did. The process with Bonnie, where she gave me the Canva. So let me tell you how this is an evolution that I kind of had in mind how I want it, but it didn't sink in until we did the project with Bonnie. And this is the process. And this is where, for me, it was a breakthrough on how do I take one-on-one to one-to-many. So the process is very simple. Step one, figure out the goal of the website. Step two, map out the pages, which typically was between 3 to 5 pages for each person. There wasn't much more. It's really simple, right? 3 to 5 pages. Step three, collect all the assets, the copy, the images, the font, the brand, the logo, whatever. Step number 4 is the inspiration. What other people's websites do you love that you can include and make that happen? And what was interesting is at that point, the next step is reverse engineer, which is figure out how did these people build that site. And to me, this is where somewhere in the middle between 3 and 4 and step 5 is where Canva came into play, where instead of you trying to figure out how was a website built, we all love Canva. We all seem to know how to use Canva, it's easy enough to maneuver. And basically building your website on Canva first was a real breakthrough. So Bonnie was the first one to actually finish building her landing page and thank you page on Canva. And then it took me 50 minutes to build that page. And then it took my VA, it took her longer because it was the first time she was doing it, but still it was very fast, really. And what was really cool is I can tell you, like, I've done a lot of done for you projects as well, and also done with you projects, a lot of them as well. And this process not only is really applicable to group, it's also applicable to one-on-one, because it means that I can build someone's website a lot faster because they've already showed me what they want. So that was just a brilliant breakthrough for me to really figure out how do I scale this massively, because it also meant that I don't need to hire people, web designers who are like super experts. I need somebody who could duplicate how to move something on a software-like system, and then they can click their mouse quickly enough to make it, worthwhile, right? And the VA that I actually hired was not a web designer. I hired 2 web designers during this 14 days, and both were just either they sucked or their pricing was too crazy because they were experts. But then I hired somebody who has zero experience with websites, but was obviously quite tech savvy. And I gave them the Canva, and then they just built it. And they were able to duplicate. All of a sudden, I've got an army of VAs that I can hire over time to be able to serve hundreds of people at a time, because I can train them so quickly. And you know how I trained the VA? I took the replay of our sessions. I said, here, watch from blah point to blah point, because I had a timestamped. Watch it, they watch it, now they know how to build a site, right? So kind of, it's all a circle, you know? Everybody has a different, you probably all heard, I think Stu calls it circle of awesomeness. Jeff Walker calls it circle of awesome. Everybody's got their circle thing. Sam Avens, you may not know, calls it, it's a flywheel, whatever. The point is that when you're figuring out a process where one action, no problem, Dimitra, thanks for joining us. Once you figure out the process of one thing that you do leads to the next thing, leads to the next thing, leads to the next thing, and then it just starts to generate momentum. When you figure out that flywheel, you can really grow the business, basically. And that I've found that to be really valuable. I was able to figure out how to make that flywheel move faster, basically, because of everybody's input and questions. And, you know, it's so funny. I get people's questions. They're like, sorry, I have a dumb question. It's like, well, it's not a dumb question, because there's other people who have that question. I had that question too when I got started. So there's no dumb question. It's just a matter of facilitating different stages of where people are at. So that was my biggest takeaways, was number one, really nailing down how to take the one-on-one and make a group. And number two, the fact that the group calls were really freaking helpful, right? And then the other thing was, we did a little test on the virtual co-working, which I've talked about it a few months ago. It never really came to fruition, but we actually did that because there was, I think, there was probably 2 calls where there was really the Q&A part was what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it was over. So we spent 45 minutes actually doing co-working. So that was really great. I mean, I was focused because I was like, I better get something done in the next 45 minutes. And I think everybody else were feeling, you know, like want to get something done. So that was really awesome as well. So we will definitely continue that for sure. The virtual co-working. I'll do all the Zoom invites and all that, you know, in the next couple of days, so you all know what's what. But yeah, there you go. That's my little takeaways from the whole thing. So that was really valuable. So I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish for me. And yeah, I'm really pleased to hear everybody's progress as well. I think everybody made their own progress, and it was really good. So great job, everybody. I really appreciate you all. Cool. Last thing I'll mention is I've opened the cart for the membership. If anybody here isn't in the membership, I think most of people here are in the membership. Maybe people listening on Facebook are not. So I did open it, and it is open for 24 hours at $50 a month. And in 24 hours, it's going up to 55. Okay, so if you do want to join at the $50 a month, I will still keep it open, but it's going to go up to 55. And then I just haven't had time to even sit down and figure out my timeline yet on closing the cart, but it's going to be $50 for the next 24 hours if you want to take advantage of it, and then it will go up to 55. So if you want to check that out, you just go to iran.link/DCT. So I'll just link that, iran.link/DCT, and I will link that in Facebook as well. So yeah, if anybody's interested in that, great. And if you're already in the membership, well, freaking awesome. Thanks for being part of it. I really appreciate it. And yeah, there's going to be more exciting stuff coming up. Oh, one thing is, oh, sorry, DCT, not ECT. We're going to do on the, I think it's the 15th of February. I will get the details next day or so. We're going to do the first virtual networking event. So anyone that is a DCT member, you're invited for free to that networking event. If you're not in the membership, it's $10 a ticket. It's going to be hosted by our dearest Bonnie as well. who's just a master of managing groups like that. You know, I told her I'm not your social butterfly type person who just, you know, that's just not, I'm good at tech and like, okay, let's get something done. That's what I like to focus on. But I asked Bonnie if she is willing to take that part. And this is a total experiment. So I asked her, I paid her for February, March, and April. So we will do an event every month for the next 3 months. If it goes well, if we have good turnout, if it's going to be productive, all that stuff, then I'll just keep doing it. I've got no issue, you know, paying Bonnie to continue to do it. Yes, I'll give you a little speaking about it in a moment. I have no problem having that as a complete add-on, just because I think it's great. And let me tell you, there's a reasoning why. Let me tell you the purpose. Why am I doing it? I feel, in my personal opinion, and I'll cover it in a blog that I'm writing at the moment about a program that I've been doing recently, there is a real lack of training and education on the real hustle of finding customers online and finding and networking and I feel there's a real lack of it, in my opinion. And I'll discuss it in more detail on the blog that's coming up. But I really want to help solve that problem, because I can teach you how to find customers online the way I've done it, but it goes down to networking. And I do want to give everybody in my community a chance to engage with each other so you can find potential collaborations and find potential customers, okay? Because let's be freaking honest, we all need customers. Like, there's no two ways about it. So if I'm going to pretend that if I want to build a community and I'm going to pretend that you're not allowed to self-promote, quote unquote, well, there's going to be self-promotion happening behind my back anyway. So, you know, like, we all need customers. We all need to engage and find connections and collaborations. And me and Bonnie, we met in a Facebook group. That's how we connected as well, as an example. You know, me and Rita, obviously, she mentioned, met in a Facebook group as well. So that's going to happen. But I don't want to turn my Facebook group into like a self-promo fest. And I figured, you know, virtual events, just do a virtual, like, you want to find customers in my community, show up to a Zoom call and be a human engagement, just traditional networking event. So this will be a really fun thing. I don't even know how it's going to be run. I will let Bonnie unmute herself so she can tell us what she had in mind. I'm kind of open to how she wants to run it, and we will absolutely welcome everybody's feedback afterwards. We'll have a little survey afterwards for any feedback, because I want to make that virtual networking a really cool little experience. So Bonnie, I shall unmute you. Yeah, go for it, Bonnie.
Yeah, thank you so much, Iran, and thanks for, you know, the opportunity to collaborate with you. I think the reason why this is a great fit is this has been my world forever in terms of creating connections, meaningful connections that may or may not become business. And what's beautiful around, you know, bringing together people in the same community is you already have a commonality, right? In terms of the values, you know, communities tend to attract like in terms of values, and the way, you know, Iran exudes generosity, and, you know, he's always looking to solve problems, and he attracts other people who are really generous, right? So why wouldn't we want to do business with one another if there's a fit? You know, like with Deb and meditation, like if I'm in Iran's community, like learning about tech, and I have a need for meditation, like I would love to work with Deb. It just makes a lot of sense, right? Right, Deb? Same thing with, you know, Catherine. She does assertiveness training for women, you know, who there probably are women, and also the world of connection and networking is not so much like me pitching to Han or Rita or Iran. It's like, who do you know in your world, right? So maybe it's like my sister-in-law is having some struggles around blah, blah, blah. And Han is like the perfect person I can refer him to. But until I know what he does, I can't refer anything to him. And the beautiful thing about Zoom and virtual, we literally have access to the world, right? So we could have customers from Australia. You know, I'm in Canada, right? I mean, here you go. You know, Iran has us as customers. Where before, like, you know, you go to a networking event locally in person, that was almost impossible to find a customer in Australia. But now I can serve someone in the UK, in Australia, in the US, in Europe. So it's the world has opened up. And yeah, I'm excited to be creating this collaboration with you to create collaboration with one another.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I will say another thing that we were kind of discussing, we'll probably do that, is at the end of the virtual networking session, people will introduce themselves and so on, but it will be like, okay, great, action step from this. One person that you resonated with in this session, that you feel maybe there's some synergy, go to their messenger and say hello and introduce yourself and become friends. Like, I want to encourage that networking as opposed to saying, well, don't self-promo in my group. Because yes, don't self-promo in my group, but I do want to create a space where you can do that, right? And I feel that's the non-lazy way of doing it. I've seen other people do it where, you know, you've got promo day and everybody spam their freaking link in the thing. To me, that doesn't solve a problem. I think a networking event like that is just so much more, you know, human, you know? So I think that'll be really, really cool. And yeah, I mean, Bonnie, I knew her because Marcy introduced me to Bonnie as an example. So there you go. Cool. Awesome. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. So thanks everybody for attending. And yeah, freaking hard work in the last 14 days, let me tell you. It was wonderful. And I worked hard, but I know everybody else did. So, you know, it's been really cool. I am going to take a break on the group calls for just a few days, but we will get back to our normal curriculum. And that will be on, what's it, Thursday evening, 7:30 p.m. Thursday evening, 7:30 Eastern, we will do the Zoom training with Bonnie. So yeah, we will send that out. And 10th of Feb, yeah, totally. And then, so we'll do that. We'll do the virtual networking on the 15th. And then somewhere in between that, there will also be a copywriting session with another guest speaker as well. So I'll send all that details separately. You know, and again, I'm not saying everybody needs to attend everything. Like, that's so not my intention. My intention is not to turn you on to consumers. My purpose is to transition you from consumers to producers. So attend what you need to be able to focus on your business, right? This is not meant to distract you from your business. It's there to get you focused on your business. This is so important for me to also make that super clear. I don't want everybody reading all my emails. I don't want everybody watching all my videos. I definitely do not want you all to watch all the video content that I put out, because I've got freaking hundreds of videos. I don't want you watching those. I want you to watch the ones that you need at the step you're in, so you can focus and get the next step done, so you can keep on making progress. So, you know, and I think the group calls will help bring that into alignment. So if somebody's like, well, what should I do next? We can have that discussion. I think that's one thing that's really important with the group calls, is to gain that clarity on the focus on, okay, what is next versus, you know, 7 things that, you know, overwhelming or whatever. Cool. All righty. I'm going to do a little group photo, if you don't mind, just because I'm going to do, we're on Instagram, by the way. So I'm just going to do a little thing. And then I don't know if I can take a photo while Instagram is happening. You'll have to excuse me. Okay. Everybody say cheese. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for attending. I really appreciate it. If you're not in the membership, you want to check it out, aran.link/DCT. The replay, obviously, you know, if you're watching the replay, you want to leave a comment, I will, of course, go through the comments as I always do. And I'll see you all on the 10th of February, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, for a Zoom 101 training with Bonnie. Awesome. All righty. See you, everybody. Bye.